Hello again, Steve here. Today I'm going to be taking you through constant mesh gearboxes. Here we have a Ford 4-speed gearbox with a cutaway side on it so we can show you the constant mesh gear arrangement. Hope you learned something from this video and thanks for watching. Okay, so here we are. We're going to look straight inside a constant mesh gearbox. Now, the term constant mesh basically means that all of these gears here are constantly meshed together. This is a Ford 4-speed gearbox. Very simple and basic design. However, it is very effective. So as you can see here, this gear here is third gear, that's second gear, first gear is just up in here, and fourth gear is back this way. Now, as the shaft, the input shaft from the clutch is driving, you can notice here that these synchro hubs are not moving. These synchro hubs are splined to the output shaft, which goes to the rear wheels and propels the vehicle forwards. If first gear is to be selected, this synchro hub will move that way, and because it is locked to the output shaft and it's now gone over the top of the synchro hub for first gear, we have now achieved first gear. If the gearbox is taken out of first gear, we're back in the neutral position, and once again the synchro hub stays stationary whilst the input shaft is turning. Then we can go to second gear, like so. So as you can see here clearly, the synchro hub, again which is splined to the output shaft, has come across and locked onto second gear. So back to neutral, and then third gear. And then third gear is just got to adjust the mechanism. Okay, now third gear has been selected. The synchro hub has moved that way, and now that synchro hub can move backwards that way, and then select fourth gear. Now when fourth gear is selected, the synchro hub, which is splined to the output shaft as well, connects to fourth gear. Now fourth gear is fixed to the input shaft of the gearbox, so we've got a straight through drive from the engine to the output shaft, giving a ratio of 1:1. I will be covering gearbox ratios in another video coming soon. So just turn the gearbox around to the other side so we can show you the reverse gear. This here is the reverse gear idler. Now what the reverse gear does is it goes between the output shaft and the lay shaft at the bottom of the gearbox, and it creates a reverse motion of the gearbox going out to the rear wheels to reverse the vehicle. So as you can see, as we select reverse gear, it slides into position like so, and it then starts to turn the gearbox output shaft the other way. Okay, so I've just moved the camera to a better position so you can see here that the input shaft is turning one way and the output shaft here is now turning in the opposite direction, giving reverse gear. What we can see here is the splined output shaft, okay, which will feed the driving wheels of the vehicle, and we can see clearly here this is our synchro hub, which will be connected to a gear selector. So as you're selecting a gear, it moves either way to lock the gear to the shaft. So what you have to bear in mind is this piece here is splined to this shaft, so if that shaft moves, that piece moves. These gears are free to rotate. So as soon as you move your synchro hub and select a gear, that gear now turns with the output shaft. As soon as you go back to your neutral position, that gear is free to turn independently from the shaft. Okay, so we're going to take a closer look at a gear and a synchronizer ring. As you can see with this gear, it has a tapered edge around it where the synchronizer ring sits. And there's a tapered edge on the inside of the synchronizer ring which engages with the gear. Now if you can see on there, if the camera will pick up the focus, there's many small grooves machined into the brass synchronizer ring. Those grooves are to help push oil away and increase friction to lock to the gear. Now this gear will be turning along with the synchro hub, and as pressure is put on by the gear selector, it will help bring the gear to the same speed as the synchronizer ring, lock it to the output shaft, and continue driving the gearbox. Okay, so hopefully with watching this video you've learned a little bit about how a synchro hub and a synchro mesh system works on a constant mesh gearbox. If there's any questions, please get in touch with me on Microsoft Teams, or leave a comment on the video. Please subscribe and share the video. Thanks for watching.